So people here in Chicago are now honoring a pilot from that helicopter that crashed in the Hudson River last week.
Today in New Jersey, police and military escorted Sean Johnson's body before it will be returned to Chicago for funeral services. NBC5's Christian Farr joins us now with more on the story from those who knew him well. Christian.
Yeah, Marion and Stephan waiting to see when his body is going to come back here, but a military buddy has been reflecting on the loss of his friend who strived to fulfill his dream to fly. But Sean Johnson's close friend says he achieved more than just one dream in his lifetime.
Today, police and military escorted the body of Sean Johnson to a funeral home in Newark, New Jersey. Johnson was the pilot of the helicopter that crashed into New York's Hudson River on Thursday. Besides Johnson, a family of 5 visiting New York from Spain also died in the crash.
Part of me is sad for sure, but another part of me is kind of like, you know what? Sean died having achieved his goal.
Remy Adeleke served with Johnson in the U.S. Navy, and while his close friend was not a pilot in the military, Adeleke says Johnson worked hard to make his dream to fly a reality. After leaving the military, Adeleke says Johnson started flight school in 2020, and 3 years later, he took to the sky.
As soon as he graduated flight school, he was right into it. I mean, he had volunteered with a firefighter unit where he was dropping, I forgot what it's called, but the material that kind of helps put out fire. He did tours in Vegas.
Johnson grew up in South suburban Matteson, and during his time in the Navy, Adeleke says Johnson always talked about flying.
He told me like back in 2014, hey, I want to be a pilot one day, so I'll never forget, him telling me that, and it was so cool to see him eventually achieve his dream.
Adeleke was heartbroken when he got the news that his brother in arms had died in that crash. But Adeleke says his friend achieved another dream outside of flying.
He wanted to show kids from the inner city of Chicago, like, yeah, you can come from this side of the globe, but that doesn't mean that you can't become a pilot. That doesn't mean that you can't become a helo pilot and do great things.
And he did do great things. In recent days, key pieces of evidence have been pulled from the Hudson, including the chopper's main rotor. The tour company Johnson worked for has been shut down as the investigation into the crash continues. Stephan?
It's just so sad to see a life like that cut short.
Yeah.
All those dreams that came true. Christian, thank you so much.